What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to LTQ Wrestling Podcast. It's been a minute. We are under a month, well, just over a month away till WrestleMania season. There's a lot of rumor stuff still going on. Creative is scrambling to figure stuff out. They had to try to figure out what this main event's going to be. We heard it was going to be a multi-man, and it was going to be a triple threat, and it was going to have Fatu and Drew and Randy and Cody and Sammy, and now it's Cody and Randy, and Fatu and Drew could be faced on. Just a lot of different stuff is going on. We'll be talking about a lot of that today. Tears, how we doing? Are we ready for WrestleMania next month? And AEW Revolution is also tonight, an hour before we're recording. So a lot of wrestling going on. How we feeling?
I'm currently thinking about like what you said about the whole like this could have been the main event, that could have been the main event. I'm just like thinking like, man, that's too many names. That's too many names in the main events. See, but that's a good thing. But I feel like Randy and Cody is the safest.
Yeah, and apparently WWE is not doing very well in the tickets sales department. Was surprised there considering what they're charging for tickets right now. They lowered the ticket prices, and they're also going with more, like you said, safer options because they just feel like that would sell Randy and Cody, and you got Reigns and Punk, and you got a lot of safe matches. But I mean, as long as they're good, I don't really care. I do think WWE still has an age problem, but I've been talking about that many days, especially with the men's division. They've had an age issue for a while. But let's go ahead and talk about Randy Orton to start off. He turned heel last night. One of the best Randy Ortons is when he's heel. When he's in that demented, psychotic, legend killer, don't give a damn mode. And one of them was going to turn heel. I know a lot of fans wanted Cody to turn heel. I just don't see it happening anytime soon. He's too protected as a top babyface for them to do that currently. Randy ends up turning on him. He hits his head on the announce table. He blows him. He hits him in the head with the steps. Obviously, Cody blades. He's bleeding all over the place. And Randy just destroys him. No hesitation. The fans are on their feet. They're loving it. Because, I mean, who doesn't love heel Randy Orton? I mean, come on. He just destroys Cody. And I feel like they need to do something like this because WrestleMania, a lot of the matches outside of Punk and Reigns have not really had a lot of hype at all. I mean, it's been a very just bad build toward a lot of these matches at WrestleMania. Also due to the fact they haven't really decided what they're doing for a lot of these matches. But Tiz, what do you think about this whole segment with Randy Orton and Cody? Did you like him turning heel, and does it get you more invested in the match overall?
I would say a little bit, yeah, but it also makes me think like we're kind of in a situation to where Randy kind of needs to win, if that makes sense. Because, you know, if he turned heel and loses, like, what then? Like, is there going to be anything after that? Because I will say, if they would have done the whole, like, you know, turn heel at Mania, I don't think that would have worked as well. Maybe it would have worked for John Cena, like I think I said in the past. But turning him heel now was the better choice. But I feel like Orton needs to win it. But then that leads to me thinking, oh, God, if Orton wins, does that mean Cody's going to win the title back? Because I'm kind of tired of the whole, oh, Cody loses belt and Cody wins title back. Like, and whole, like, Cody turning heel thing, that's not going to happen. I feel like Cody's the best face for them to keep. But I do believe, like, he does not need to be the WWE champion to be the top face.
Yeah, that's kind of like how I feel about it too. I said this on my TikTok and my YouTube short. I did about like Randy, I feel like kind of needs to win. I mean, you're turning him heel. Okay, let's have him win. Like, it ain't going to hurt Cody to not be champion for a little bit. Like, I know there's going to be some fans arguing like, well, you're playing hot potato and you had Drew have a short reign. Now you're having Cody have a short reign. Not every title reign needs to be long. I feel like that's a bad thing with Triple H. And even in NXT, he had a lot of long title reigns, but not every title reign needs to be forever. But, like, yeah, Randy could beat Cody, hold the title for a while. I'm sure this ain't going to be a one-off match. I mean, they're going to have a series of matches, I'm sure. We'll have to see how that goes. But, like, I feel like that's a bad thing in wrestling just in general now is, like, they don't really make stories that don't revolve around championships hardly anymore. Like, they act like, oh, you know, every big star involved in something has to have a championship. They have to be involved with a championship. Like, Cody can be involved in something that doesn't involve the title for a while. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world for him. I just feel like WWE, especially with the SmackDown roster right now, doesn't have a lot of main stars they trust. They're trying with Trick Williams. I don't know if he's at that main event level yet, but he is over as hell right now. Kudos to Trick. He's done a hell of a job. Yeah, he's close. They're trying with Javon Evans. I mean, I definitely see him getting to that point, but not yet. So they're trying. I've told QJ this because QJ's like, man, they rely on the same people, which they do. But they're also trying with some new people. I mean, Trick and Javon were in the chamber. They had an okay showing. I mean, it is what it is. But like, they don't really trust a lot of other people currently, which is a problem because if you look at the SmackDown main event scene, it's basically just Fatu, Drew, Randy, Cody, and you maybe throw in Sami Zayn if you consider him a main eventer at this point. That's it. So, I don't know if they're going to do another draft anytime soon. I haven't heard anything about it. I don't think they're going to. So we're kind of stuck with the rosters we got. But if that's the case, they need to start trying other people in the main event scene because Randy can't feud with Cody forever. So it's like once that feud's done, once the Randy and Cody feud's done, and Randy, if he retains during that feud, then who does he feud with? Maybe Trick, maybe Sammy. I don't know. But like he needs some other challengers for a good reign because WWE has a tendency of having their champions feud with somebody for so long that they don't really get to have a number of feuds that really help elevate their title. I think that was the problem with Cody's reign is that he didn't have a lot of feuds. He had Cody, he had KO,
He kind of
AJ
stayed
Styles.
between like people who were already up there.
Yeah, like it's not really anything that you got invested in. I liked him and KO's feud, but other than that, there wasn't really a lot to sink your teeth into. So hopefully Randy, if he does win, which I agree with Tears, I've said that again before, like I think Randy needs to win. I hope he does, but we'll see. WWE, maybe Cody politics backstage. Maybe he says, "Oh, I need to be champion again." We don't know. I mean, we got a lot of big stars in the past do that.
I feel
Cody is
like
very confident. So
I feel like Trick would have been a good one because don't forget, like when Trick debuted on the main roster, he did interrupt Randy first.
yeah, so they could do something like that. But there's been talk about them turning Trick heel. So I don't know if they turn both them heel.
Uh,
Which so to, while we're on the subject of Trick, do you think he should be a heel, or do you think I made a TikTok about this as well? And I had a flood of comments like saying like just let Trick be Trick. He shouldn't be a baby face or a heel. He should just do him. That's what got him over. Are
you
you
want
on that boat?
you want to know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I thought he was already a face with how he's acting in with the crowd. I thought he already was a face.
Yeah, so I think like I don't even think Trick should be one of them rare commodities where he should just be kind of a tweener, not really a face or a heel. He should just kind of do him and you know just let Trick do him. It's worked so far on the main roster. Whoop that Trick, right? Like let it work and see where it goes from there. There's no need to mess with it. Don't do what WWE Creative always does and mess with something that's working. Just let it flow. See what happens for the next few months because Trick is over right now. So let him cook. But yeah, Randy turning heel. I love the segment overall. I thought it was really good. I love the blood and everything. We rarely get to see that on WWE television anymore. And they need to do this. Get fans invested in this feud. And hopefully the match lives up. I know Randy doesn't do a ton in the ring anymore, which he doesn't have to. And so by the way, too, while we're talking about me saying Randy, so I've heard him say this, and I've heard Jeff Hardy say this, and Matt Hardy, when they were doing an interview with Chris Van Vliet, where like when you're at a certain level in your career, people are going to see you no matter what. You don't have to do a lot in the ring. Like Jeff Hardy's said before, like he feels like he has to do swantons. He has to do all this crazy shit. And Matt's like, nah, you're Jeff Hardy. People are going to pay to see you no matter what. You don't have to destroy your body anymore. Like, do you agree with them on that? Like Randy and Matt Hardy saying, like, once you're at a certain point in your career, it's like you don't have to do a lot in the ring. You're over. You're a legend. You can kind of do your basic stuff. Do you agree with them on that?
I feel like this is one of those like double-edged sword arguments because on one hand, I do agree with that because like look at John Cena, look at Randy Orton, like they don't need to do what they used to do back then because like it's just like, dude, you have John Cena on the card, you have Randy Orton on the card, they're gonna come out for them. Whereas the Hardys, it's kind of the same, but unfortunately for Jeff, it's just like I feel like what got him to the ball game is doing the stuff that would put like go over the top. Like it's one of those to where like the argument to where you don't have to go over the top like you used to is fair. But the problem is Jeff Hardy was mostly got popular because of doing that. So it's one of those to where like you put yourself in this situation to where what brought me to the ball game, I don't know if I can keep doing, but it got me there. So what do I do now? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, like if you're a fan, like let's say you don't watch wrestling, you go to a TNA show and you see Jeff Hardy, you kind of expect to see him do something like that, like a swanton or. And Jeff recently had like a bad, I believe, like neck injury where he almost had to retire, and he even said like he's kind of had to dim down a little bit because it's just been too much. I know he's integrated a submission hold into his finisher more, which is interesting. But yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like it depends who it is. Like yes, fans are going to come to see the Hardys, especially TNA, because they don't really have a lot of people who can draw at this point, unfortunately, in their company. So like the Hardys are like a big deal for them. But I do think a lot of fans still expect. Jeff even said that like a lot of fans still expect him to do a lot of the crazy stuff. And Jeff's in his mid-40s now, and his body's taken a lot of wear and tear over the years. I mean, he's not, he's not gonna lie about that. Like, a lot of stuff he did. I know a lot of people think it's just entertainment and stuff, but you're still putting your body on the line. You're jumping off high stuff. You're going through ladders. Like, you're still taking all these bumps. These bumps take a toll on you when you're taking them constantly, especially the stuff he was doing. I mean, Jeff Hardy was a maniac. Whether you liked some of the stuff he did or not, he was entertaining to say the least. So, yeah,
Let's
that
not
was
forget,
something.
like there
I'll go
there
ahead.
was that time period in I forgot what the year was. I remember you remember the Hell in a Cell match between Hardy and Orton.
Yeah, where he did that
What year?
screwdriver spot that everybody remembers. Yeah,
What year was that?
20 like 18, 19, I think.
Maybe. But point is, like during that whole time period, let's not forget Jeff Hardy's finisher was just a splash. Like he was in bad shape that year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like the argument, while true, like he doesn't need to go like as like extreme like with ladder spots anymore. Does that really work when you're expecting a Jeff Hardy match? Like if you pay to see Jeff Hardy, are you really gonna be okay with it being like, hey, his thing is the splash?
Probably not.
That's the thing. To where like that argument is like a double edged sword for me. To where like it's just like you don't need to, but if you're known for it, it kind of hurts.
Yeah, especially for him. Like Randy Orton can get away with it because Randy can still do the RKO. He can still do like the Hangman DDT. Like a lot of his stuff doesn't really take a lot of like, not that it doesn't hurt, but like it doesn't take as much effort out of your body as Jeff. So like, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like I know he's doing the submission, he's trying to change it up, but I still feel like a lot of fans are like, why is Jeff Hardy doing a submission? Like, we'll see. But I just hope Randy does have a good reign. That's all I really hope for. Just I don't know if this is his last world title reign if he does win, but I know he said he don't have a lot of years left. Randy's kind of a mixed signal because he said he's going to wrestle until he's 50. Now he's saying he don't have a lot of years left. I don't know. Who knows? We have a lot of retirements happening, so maybe take a few years off, Randy. Us wrestling fans having Styles and Cena retire back-to-back months is pretty tough. So we'll see.
It hurts the soul.
Yeah. So Finn Balor, big talk out of Monday Night Raw. Great segment between him and the Judgment Day. Dom's all mad. He's looking for Finn Balor. Finn accidentally cost him the match against Penta. Penta winning the IC title was definitely a pleasant surprise. So Dom's irritated. He's pissed off. He calls out Finn. Where's Finn? And JD finally gets him out there. And Finn, wanted to see Dom do it on his own. Finn's had to do stuff on his own. He wanted to face Punk without the Judgment Day's help. He ended up losing. And they go back and forth. And Finn finally says, your dad was right. And says you're basically paraphrasing like you're a spoiled kid who can't do it on his own. You're not the greatest Mysterio. And Dom punches him. And then Finn does the Pele kick. And then the Judgment Day jumps Finn. So you can make the argument Finn turned on them first, but then they turned on him. You can make an argument. But Finn's out the Judgment Day. He turned babyface. It's been teased for a long time. It took them forever to pull the trigger on this. They were supposed to do it last year at SummerSlam. They changed plans due to injuries. I think injuries have definitely played a role too. Dom's dealt with some injuries here and there. He's still AAA champion. But yeah, it's a very good segment. Finn Balor is due for something good to go on. He's been on a losing streak for a minute now. He just hasn't really been doing too much of relevancy. I mean, I know the Judgment Day's included in stuff, but Judgment Day hasn't really hit the same in a few months now. So Finn babyface. And it sounds like we're getting him and Dom at WrestleMania. And I was going to say it was going to be for the Intercontinental title, but since he dropped it to Penta, now it's not. But I feel like you don't really need the Intercontinental title involved. You have the story there, the history of Judgment Day, everything else. They were, there together since the beginning after Edge left and everything. So, Tears, what do you think about this segment? And are you looking forward to Finn Balor against Dom Mysterio at Mania?
It can be good. I'm just like thinking to myself. I think I made the argument in the past to where like, what is Finn gonna do without the Judgment Day? And now like we're here, and I'm just like, so like I'm okay with it, but it's one of those things to where you gotta realize like, where are we gonna go with this? Because Finn was the last person of the OG Judgment Day, as you brought up, and for the tag team, it was like JD and Finn, while Dom did his own thing in the mid card scene. We had the three women, Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv. But I guess the better question is, what's next for the like rejuvenate the Judgment Day? Because there's not really much else you can do with this group now anymore. I'm just like trying to think like, this can go really bad for Finn real quick if they do it wrong.
Yeah, and Roxanne currently injured for who knows how long, which sucks for her, especially in WrestleMania season. They're without her. They didn't really do her and Liv's feud yet. I'm assuming that's going to happen eventually. Raquel's actually been getting a lot of fan support lately. She's been doing really well. I think, a lot of fans. Yeah, she's done really well. She did really well in the Chamber. What's JD's place now without Finn in the group? Is he just going to be there? I mean, he's kind of already there anyways, but like without Finn, he's going to be Dom's just lackey. I guess. I mean, I don't know what to expect from this group. I've really been a fan of this group since Rhea and Damian left. Anyways, I feel like that's really hurt Damian Priest leaving this group. By the way, he's just been in no man's land since leaving this group. Now he's in a tag team with R-Truth. I know you have a lot of people like R-Truth. I do too, but I mean, being in a tag team with R-Truth is pretty much creative saying, yeah, we don't have nothing for you. We're just going to throw you in a tag team with R-Truth. Like, it's sometimes leaving a group hurts the wrestler more than helps. And I hope Finn doesn't fall into that same gray area as Damian Priest, even though Damian Priest was, higher on the scale than Finn was at this point. It hurt him. So I hope that same doesn't happen to Finn. Now, I will ask you this. I've heard that they might bring back Demon Balor to face Dom. I've heard that. For me, since he lost to Roman Reigns, Demon Balor lost all its aura, especially the way Vince booked it. And all these fans saying, bring Vince back. That's one of the reasons I don't want him back, because the way he booked Demon Balor against Roman Reigns was just stupid as hell. But Tiz, what would you think about Demon Balor coming back to face Dom?
I'm kind of with. I remember the interview Cody did with Finn talking about that, and I do agree with Finn to where like, don't advertise, don't market the demon. Don't. It's not a good thing. And yeah, the demon was cool, but in hindsight, like for him to need the demon is not good, because that means like, yeah, he has to get beaten up, he has to lose a lot to channel that. But I'm just like, I think I preferred it when it was just something cool he did, and it was like different every time. Because I remember like when he was Prince Devitt, like, oh, we're gonna have Prince Devitt versus insert name here. Oh, look, he is cosplaying as Bane. He's dressed up like Venom. He's anti Venom today. Whereas like I went back and looked at all the demon appearances that he had, and they were all the same. So it just depends. Like, if we do the demon thing again, I really hope it's what he wants to do with it, not just like the same like black and red with a little bit of new color here and there, and then the teeth. Like I want a refreshing like paint job Finn, not like demon or whatever you want to call it. I want something new when he does it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like it depends how they do it. I mean, like I just don't care about Demon Finn anymore. It looks cool, but WWE on the main roster just ruined it for me. I just don't care about it. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to see him come out in the face paint and everything, but In NXT, it just was better because they didn't rely on it as much. They just kind of Finn would do it when he wants. I know he hasn't really gotten that chance to really choose when he does on the main roster. Vince will be like, "Oh, I need you to do it here. Just do it." And if you don't understand the Demon character, it don't make sense to do it. So it's like, yeah, it'd be cool to see it, but it don't have that same aura for me. So we'll see. I do think Finn needs to win at WrestleMania just because he needs something. Dom can take a loss. Like Dom's not gonna be hurt by a loss. He's taken plenty of them. Finn, I believe, if this Craig hasn't won a one-on-one in over a year, so he needs to win something, especially returning a babyface. So we'll see how this match goes. I'm looking forward to the feud overall. Curious how it's going to go long term. We'll have to see though. But yeah, Finn Balor needs something to go right for him. So AEW, and I know a lot of people have been messaging me like, why are you not talking about AEW as much? Listen, I'm not trying to throw shade at AEW because I know a lot of the AEW diehards are gonna hate me and they're gonna be like, why would you say that? AEW just hasn't had a lot of news go on. And plus it's close to WrestleMania season. WWE is dominating all the rumors and the news. I follow a lot of accounts on X that report news and rumors and all that. I haven't seen hardly shit about AEW really. I know they have a pay-per-view tonight, but I barely even heard. The problem for me is AEW doesn't promote their show very well. That's the huge problem. They don't promote it. I didn't even know half the matches for this show. They just kind of throw it together. That's why I don't do predictions for the shows anymore because they don't really release a lot of the matches till last minute. So that's to answer a lot of y'all's DMs for me or whatever, saying, why don't you talk about AEW as much? I've had friends, I've had people I have had on Discord, all that asset. That is why I have not, because there's just not been a whole lot to discuss about the AEW product. It is what it is. Hopefully it picks up. But AEW is kind of in that spot where it's the same people on the shows, it's the same matches, it's the same stuff. It's just not a lot going great for them right now. I know a lot of people like the MJF and Hangman feud. I'm not against it, but we'll see how it goes. So we'll talk about David Finlay. I saw he showed up, so you guys don't got to trip no more. So David Finlay showed up in AEW. There was talk about him going to WWE, potentially NXT. He didn't want to go to NXT. So he goes to AEW. I'm sure Tony Khan offered him a boatload of money. He is the son of Finlay. His brother is currently in NXT. That was why a lot of people were speculating about him going there. It didn't happen. He was saying some stuff on Twitter when fans asked him, why didn't you want to go with your brother and dad? And he's like, oh, I made all this money without being associated with them or whatever. It was kind of a weird tweet to say about your dad and brother, but it is what it is. So I don't know a lot about David Finlay. I've seen a few of his matches. I'm not familiar with him a lot. I'm not going to sit here and just BS y'all and say I know a lot about him because I don't. So, Tears, is this a good thing, him being in AEW? I know he's with Gabe Kidd and the Connors guy. He was with the New Japan. What do you think about him being in AEW, and should fans be excited about it?
I mean, on one hand, yes, I would say, because I've watched David Finlay. He's pretty good. He's part of that. How to explain this? There's for New Japan. There's like this little group, the Young Lions. Kind of a think of it like how you have different generations of NXT, like and all that, or like how NXT used to be. Like you had the Wade Barrett winning. Well, you know who was part of his group. You had the Alex Riley era, or like of his group. David Finlay was part of the same learning group as like Jay White, and I'm a fan of Jay White as well. So you can go with that. But I feel like NXT I was more hyped for him showing up, especially now that we're doing like this next generation stable group in NXT. Which Fit Finlay on TV. I thought I would never see it again. I'm really happy to, but damn, David Finlay, that would have been cool to see, and I'm upset about it. So I feel like bias being like very filtered in. I would have liked to have seen him in NXT more. I'm gonna be honest. It would have been a lot cooler.
I feel like, and I don't know him a lot about him, but maybe it's an ego thing where he thought he should go up to the main roster because he's that good or something.
Maybe, yeah. Like I feel like certain wrestlers see NXT as like the why NXT? Why not the main roster? Well,
Here's the problem. a lot of main roster fans wouldn't know who the hell this guy is. I'm not even saying that to throw shade. They wouldn't. He would probably not even get a reaction on the main roster. Like, it would probably be better for him to go on NXT, learn the WWE system, and kind of get known to that crowd. At least in my opinion, because if you just have him debut on the main roster, it ain't gonna be that good. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Because not everybody gets an AJ Styles like main roster vibe.
No. And AJ Styles is known for TNA. He was a much bigger name at the time. Nakamura, same. Like David Finlay, people would know for the Finlay last name. But if you asked half the WWE fans, like, name a David Finlay match or anything about him, a lot of the people wouldn't be able to. So I get it if he thought maybe he was good enough to go to the main roster. I just don't think it would have made a lot of sense. I don't blame WWE for saying, go to NXT with your brother and your dad and get used to this. But it sounded like he didn't want to do that. So we'll see how it goes in AEW. I don't really get excited about a lot of AEW signings anymore just because I feel like, and WWE does this too, where they just show them. I mean, we've seen that with Powerhouse Hobbs. Where the hell has he been since he debuted Royce Keys?
Main event.
Yeah, and apparently he's going to be teaming up to face. I think he's teaming up with Jelly Roll at WrestleMania, which, yeah, that's what's rumored right now. So I mean, I guess it's a good thing he's on the card.
So we got Miz and Kit Wilson versus Jelly Roll, and
yeah, that's probably what it's going to be if I had to guess. So that's what he'll be.
It would be better, like, if it goes with a certain individual that we'll be talking about later instead of Powerhouse.
Next topic, but yeah, I don't really get too excited about AEW signings. He'll show up, probably just be there. Yes, Tony Khan's paying him probably a boatload of money. We'll see. I don't really have too much to expect from this, so we'll see. So speaking of AEW, one of the people they got rid of that hasn't been on TV in 2 years, DanHausen. He's here.
Yeah,
he's over. Yep. And he had that debut that was a huge flop. A lot of fans were not happy about it. It was a letdown. The fans were booing it. But kudos to him. He didn't lose confidence. He didn't go, oh, man. They didn't. And I heard people backstage were even impressed with them about that. Like, he didn't lose any confidence. Like, yeah, the debut was a flop, but he's still going to do him. He's gotten over. He's had some great backstage segments. He cursed Dom and caused Dom to lose the Intercontinental title. You are cursed. Fans are already loving that.
Yep.
Yes. Fans are loving that. His merch is selling really well right now. He had him come out and do a segment where he's like, buy my merch or you're cursed. And he's just been great so far. And, I've been pleasantly surprised. I didn't really expect a lot from him. Who knows how WWE is going to do this long term, but right now he is over with the crowd. So, Tears, what do you think about DanHausen and WWE so far?
I'm not going to do the voice for this entire segment, so don't worry about that. Honestly, it's going really well for him. He definitely fits the style that they not need it, but like go for. So we're like with AEW, yeah, good segments, fun, like little jokative things going on here and there. And before that, like outside of AEW, like when he was doing his own thing, it was fun, but there's not really any, like, once again, matches to write home about. I believe he injured his knee really badly. I don't know if that means he can't wrestle. I remember hearing somewhere where, like, he can't really wrestle like that, like, which made me think, like, is he just going to be a, like, segment guy, which it seems by how
most likely. By the way, someone told me at my work, I don't know if this is true, he has a torn bicep. I don't know if that's true or not, by the way. So, but go ahead, my bad.
Chances are there still. I do feel like WWE is probably the best place because it's all about, like, the gimmick, and all that. So it could definitely work well for him. But it also goes with, like, what we said, or like what we were getting ready to talk about earlier, to where, like, maybe Jelly Roll and DanHausen instead of the Miz and Kit Wilson, because it seems like DanHausen and Miz makes more sense. I mean, and once again, that could just be me speculating that they're doing that, like with the whole, like you mentioned, like sorry about that, Jelly Roll and Kit or Jelly Roll and Royce Keys. Gotta get used to calling him that now. Being a tag team, I was like, okay, what's the tag team match? And my brain instantly just goes to Kit Wilson and Miz. And if that's the case, it makes more sense for it to be Danhausen and Jelly Roll versus Miz and Kit Wilson. And if that's the case, it's gonna be a full like gimmick, not to take serious. Like, let's just do stupid things in the ring, which I'm perfectly down for. Like, if that's the case, because I'm not expecting any real wrestling. I'm expecting to have fun. I'm expecting stupidity. I'm expecting the Miz to sell the holy hell out of whatever Danhausen does to him, and Kit Wilson just to make it goofy.
Yeah, you need some comedy on the show. It's okay to have some of it. Ain't gonna hurt. I mean, it's WrestleMania. You gotta have something comedy and memorable happen. So why not?
Plus, WrestleMania, you can get away with doing something completely stupid.
Yeah, like the casual fans ain't gonna give a shit. They'll just be like, "Oh, what's this?" Like,
right?
it ain't gonna kill the
Just
show or
have
anything.
fun.
That's what Danhausen does. Kid Wilson's a comedy act. That's what got him over. His entrance music and "You're toxic." He always says that. So like, it's cool. How about we just get a segment? We just get R-Truth, Danhausen, and Kid Wilson all in the ring. They just yell at each other for like 5 minutes.
Oh my god, Danhausen
It'd be
and
funny.
R-Truth sounds amazing.
Yeah, like I've already heard fans say that. So I mean, I think there's someone else doing there too. I can't think of, but yeah, it'd be a funny segment, say the least. So I don't hate it. Miz could just be in there. Miz is always on the WrestleMania doing something stupid. So just have Miz in there just getting mad and irritated, and he gets beat up by all three. I don't know.
This would be fun. This would be fun. Just be like, what am I in? What is this? What am I doing here?
Yeah, that would be funny. I hope they do something like that. But listen, Danhausen's over. He's doing great so far. Kudos to him because, I mean, he was a guy that just kind of started doing this gimmick on the indies. One of them really feel-good stories really in wrestling where it's like this guy just started doing this funny gimmick, and now he's in WWE, probably getting a good contract, and he's selling a ton of merch, and he's doing very successful. So hopefully it continues for him. We'll see what the future holds for Danhausen. And if you don't like that, then you are cursed. So speaking of WrestleMania, there's 2 rumored matches. Tiffany against Julia for the Women's United States Championship, which figured this is going to be. So it's supposed to be Jordan Grace added to this, but unfortunately she got hurt, which is awful timing right before WrestleMania. And we also have Asuka against Io against Kyrie. It could be Asuka against Io. There's reports of Kyrie potentially being added to it to make it a triple threat. So Tears, let's talk about the first match. Tiffany against Julia. Is this a match that intrigues you at all?
Honestly, it's kind of what the Women's United States match would probably need, in my opinion, because it's 2 pretty popular fanfare wrestlers that after Tiffany lost the belt, I feel like she needs something because Jesus, she hasn't done anything since then. And I'm getting kind of mad. And Julia needs like something more than just like random stuff. I don't even know what to call it. It's just stuff. So those 2 going against each other for the United States, you know what? It will hopefully be the match that actually gives us something for the women's US belt, because the women's IC belt has been doing pretty fine. Now AJ Lee winning the belt, that's a whole argument that you can make, but we're not doing that here. We're talking about the women's US belt, which has had nothing. Absolutely nothing. So this will probably be the match that it needs the most. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that match completely.
Yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, they both need to be doing something on the show, so why not? Like, I could see Tiffany winning this most likely. Like Julia, unfortunately, her booking on the main roster has just been so tragic. Like, I don't know what the hell they've done with her. Like, she had so much hype on NXT, her and Vakir, and it's just went south for Julia. I mean, even I've heard reports like they're more higher on Kiana James at this point than her. And Kiana James has actually been pretty impressive when she's gotten the opportunities, but man, like that's a whole different opinion than what they had a month ago, where she was just being managed by Kiana James. So, I mean, we'll see how it continues to go for Julia, but man, it's not been a good run so far. And then the next match, Asuka, Io, and Kyrie. like, I'm cool with a triple threat if the story's built there. I mean, Asuka and Kyrie have had their issues a little bit here and there. You know, Asuka's been getting kind of annoyed with her, so maybe they do like a Asuka turns on Kyrie and that gets her added to the match. Figured Io was going to be involved with something with the Kabuki Warriors. It was rumored she was going to be either facing Rhea, which obviously Rhea's facing Jade Cargill, or Julia herself. Io against Julia would have been fun. That was a match that was rumored. I guess they went a different direction there. So, Tears, if you had to pick, would you rather see Asuka against Io, or would you rather have Kyrie be added for a triple threat?
Kyrie added it just to give her something. Please, for the love of God. I have been saying this for so long. Please, for the love of God, give Kyrie something. I would love, like, as a fan, I would love her to be added. I would love for her to win it. Do I see that happening? Absolutely not. Do I see her being added as a participant in the match? Kind of unlikely, but it would be nice. Would it be kind of like, can I see people making a little bit of the unfortunate racist jokes about it? They're like, oh, a full Asian woman triple threat. I can see that too. I'm already prepared for it. But in all honesty, like unbiased, it would definitely help, like, just every form of imaginable, because Io Sky being like in this, like, not gonna call, I should not call it a stagnant tag team, but it feels like one of those who are like, they were rivals, now they're friends type tag teams. I feel like that's kind of like fine. Asuka has been kind of stagnant since this whole Kabuki Warriors thing. Let's not forget the Kabuki Warriors started back when Paige was still in WWE. Like, holy stagnation.
Yeah, it's been
there.
a long time with this group. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like it started with Paige, and we had Damage Control. It still went through Damage Control, and I feel like, honestly, like, if we are to get Kyrie saying like something, this team has been the thing that's been stagnating her the longest. Not to mention injuries, but that's a whole different argument.
It just feel like the fans don't really care about the Kabuki Warriors or whatever. I don't know. It just kind of, they don't really get a big pop anymore when they come out there. Like, it's just, I don't know if the fans are just over this team. It's just the booking, or
I will say it probably has something to do with like women's tag teaming in WWE, to where, like,
it's hard to care about that, the women's tag team division. I mean, kind of is what it is. They just throw
in my like, in my bias towards Kyrie saying, absolutely, I will die on the hill that I believe Kyrie is better than Io. Do I want this match to be a triple threat? Absolutely. But I'm also being like, if this rumor is true, how are we going to get there? Like, how are we going to get to this match?
Yeah, that's the curious part. I mean, they have a month, just over, probably like 3-4 more Raws to build this up.
I'm honestly curious how this rumor even started, more than anything.
So I saw it on Ringside News on Twitter, and they're pretty reliable. It just said that that's something they're considering backstage, is adding Kyrie to the match, which,
well, that's the case. I've also been seeing Oba and Brock happening in Mania.
yeah, and we'll get into that in the next topic. But yeah, that's, I mean, I don't hate the idea of a triple threat. I mean, Cody has said this might be one of the best in-ring WrestleManias of all time. And I mean, some of the matches sound like they could be really kick-ass. I'm not going to say he could be wrong there. It depends how much time a lot of these matches get. It's 2 nights, so we'll see. But I do think both these women's matches could really tear the house down if they're given the right time. But we'll see. I think Kyrie being added to the match would make it more interesting. But we'll see. So I don't hate either one of these women matches. I think both could have their benefits for all 5 women involved, and we'll have to see. So, final topic before we wrap it up here. There's been a lot of mixed reporting. I did another TikTok about this, and boy, were them comments fucking wild. Oh my goodness. I made a TikTok about Brock, and there were fans saying they don't blame Brock for wanting to lose. Why would Brock want to lose? Cena, some fans said if Cena could put somebody over on the way out, why shouldn't Brock? And then there was a fan saying Sting didn't lose any matches really towards the retirement. There's just a lot of just mixed.
I can make a good argument for the Sting one, but that's just me being biased.
Yeah, like there's a lot of debate. So when I first read the report, it wasn't really worded. So I don't know if Brock is saying he's not wanting to lose until his final match, or he's just not wanting to lose, period. It wasn't really said. I know him and Heyman are saying backstage, we don't want to lose heading into retirement. That's all it said. So take that wording for what you will. But Tears mentioned the Oba Femi and Brock match. If they end up going that direction, that's a match a lot of fans want to see right now. Oba's been red hot. I don't see Brock beating Oba Femi. So, like, if he's going against Oba at Mania, he kind of has to lose. Oba losing to Brock right now would not make any sense whatsoever. Like, if you're gonna have Oba lose to Brock, in my opinion, don't even do the match. Like, it would just not work. Like, and so Tears, what do you think about that? Brock refusing to lose before retirement. Do you think that's the right ego he should have? Do you think he should put somebody over like a Oba Femi or like a Trick Williams? What do you think about it?
Let's see. I feel. Let's not forget, we talked about this a while ago to where like that was a thought. But the other one was LA Knight or Brock. I feel like if Brock was to win, that would be the better option. But Oba versus Lesnar. I feel like Brock could lose that one, but that just depends. Is that Brock's final match? Because like the whole argument about Brock not wanting to lose his retirement match, I mean that's whatever. Like keep in mind he is a heel. He does not need to be a good guy at the end of his match. Like he could still win his final match because like normally the whole argument is like, oh, putting the other guy over on my last match. That's fair, but that's usually for faces. Heels typically want to be leaving the company as the most hated person.
So I'll say this. So what if it's Gunther? Because Gunther's a heel, and that's been rumored for a long time that Gunther and Brock could be Brock's final match at SummerSlam in Minnesota this year. Now that's Brock's hometown. That's the rumored retirement date for Brock. So let's say it's him against Gunther. Gunther would be the heel in that. So how would you go about that if that's the case? Even though Gunther's already over, and you could debate like that's not putting somebody over, but let's say that's the final match for Brock.
I mean, like I know people want it and it fits, but it goes again with the argument I made to where like, what are you gonna do when there's no more legends for you to retire, like for Gunther, like for this legend killer gimmick? I feel, God, people can't see because I don't use face cam, but I'm legit trying to like think on this one. I'm gonna say that I don't want it. I don't want to see Gunther versus Brock. I don't feel like that's gonna be a fun match. I'm like trying to picture the match in my head, but I'm just like putting in my head to where like I don't think I would enjoy watching it enough to care. Like
I feel like their styles. I know a lot of fans want to see it because it's two big guys, but usually when two big guys face off like that, it's not always the best. Now you can make that argument as him and Oba going to be good, but
big boy matches for Brock don't tend to go well. Like, let's not forget the Braun Strowman versus Brock. That was something. The Romans versus Brock. That's man. Roman had to upgrade his style to like make that match watchable.
Yeah, and Gunther and Roman, like they Gunther doesn't have the same style in NXT. He kind of has a really dimmed down style now, which maybe that's because he wants to stay healthier and stuff. But is he going to do chops to Brock? I don't know. Gunther picks and chooses with the chops. I'm assuming some opponents don't want to take it. The sleeper, I mean, is he going to? Because I ain't going to like Gunther's really been ODing the sleeper lately. I know that's his finisher, but man, I mean, he just tries to go for like the whole entire match now. I'm just like, man, like, so is that going to be all it is against Brock? Like, just Germans and sleepers and F5s? Like,
I mean, I guess the story would be like, can Gunther get the sleeper on Brock? I mean, that's something because let's not forget they're going to use the MMA background for Brock if that's the case. In that story.
Oh, no doubt.
So more than likely, they're going to have it to where like Brock can counter the sleeper instantly and easily. But I'm just like thinking to myself, do I want to watch that? Is that really going to be fun?
Especially for Brock's final match.
Can't really make an argument to say like, yeah, I want to watch that. I think that might be something that Brock thought of because let's not forget, Brock is a smart dude. He's a smart businessman.
No doubt.
he probably sees like that could be his final match, and he sees like that's not going to be a good match.
Yeah, it depends how
Now,
they book it, personally.
if people can make an argument on why it would be a good match in the comments, please do, because I'm visualizing the match in my head, and there's no good spots I can think of. There's no fun like ideas. What? Okay, audience, let me know this. How do you think a promo buildup would go between Brock and Gunther? Let's visualize how those two would interact for a buildup. Do we see that really being also like a good segment, good fun?
Nah,
Can't.
probably just Heyman out there talking for Brock.
And that's if Heyman's even with Brock too. Like we're not.
Yeah, like
Let's not forget, like Heyman has other stuff to worry about. Heyman could do other things. He doesn't need to always be there for Brock. So it just depends. Will he even be there for Brock?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's not really as intriguing as it probably sounded in the past. I don't know. I mean, WWE. I don't really have a lot of hope with how they book shit. So. I mean, I don't know. It depends how Brock's thought process is, but like if he's not wanting to lose any matches, you kind of are limited to who you can put him against. I mean, Oba should not lose right now. I'm sorry. There could be fans out there who could say, "Oh, Oba can take a loss." No, just no. He doesn't need to lose to a 48-year-old Brock. It just no. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. So if they're gonna have Oba lose, don't do the match. LA Knight. I mean, you could do that. LA Knight's pretty much in creative downfall anyways right now. I mean, it ain't like he has a lot of hope at this point, unfortunately. So yeah, sure, do that. It ain't like fans expect a whole lot from LA Knight at this point. He's been over. WWE has not pulled the trigger with anything. Triple H just does not like LA Knight. I mean, it's just pretty obvious.
It shows.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much just. I read a report saying 2026 is going to be a big year for LA Knight. Well, guess what, people? I heard the same thing about Finn Balor in 2025. And what the hell has Finn Balor done in 2025? So
there's been arguments saying like, is the hype for LA Knight even still there? And I'm gonna be honest, they're gonna need to do a lot of work for me to care again.
Yeah, it's just he's kind of in that Cesaro kind of spot where it's like you had so much hope for him and he just keeps losing, or they ain't going to pull the trigger, and it's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Like
that makes sense because Cesaro only ever won the U.S. belt.
Yeah, and I think that's all LA Knight's won, isn't it? U.S. title for one. I know he beat Nakamura for a short period, so yeah, it's pretty close. I mean,
he lost, Nakamura beat him for it.
Yeah, so
he has 2 U.S. belts.
And that's how forgettable the U.S. title's been for a while, really. Credit to Carmelo Hayes, though. He's tried with it, but
hey, he's doing good work. So did
yeah. They've been dragging off. Yeah, good work so far.
Good work, man.
So yeah, I mean that's the only match I really see Brock having if he's going to win is LA Knight. I mean, they're waiting on Braun Breaker to come back. I've also heard Brock Lesnar against Seth Rollins tossed out there. Would that be something you want to see? I mean, if Braun Breaker can't make it back, that is something they're considering apparently.
Are we going to forget the fact that we already saw that in Mania?
Oh, you think WWE cares? WWE revamps matches
for the U.S. belt. That match was just curb stomps.
Oh, it'll be that again. WWE don't care though. They do the same matches constantly. They rely on the same people. That's the WWE.
Yeah, but they like Rollins.
Yeah, like
I don't know, man. Brock is in this situation too where like what can we put Brock in that would work?
I don't know, because it depends if he wants to take a loss or not. If he don't, then I mean, even him and Rollins, who the hell wins that? I mean, this is Rollins' first match back from injury. So like,
and it's at Mania. He needs to win his return match at Mania.
Yes, I mean that's even a tough match to sell on. Like, I don't know. LA Knight's Brock ain't want to lose. LA Knight's the only person that comes to mind for me. I mean, I know there's other people that could probably take a loss, but LA Knight's like the easily like, okay, let's just have this guy go in there and take a loss to Brock. Like, and he could probably carry the feud on the mic too. LA Knight's very good on the mics. At times he has his botches, but.
And if people say like, "Hey, isn't this just bad for LA Knight?" Hey, you get the WrestleMania paycheck. There you go.
Yeah, so he'll be all right. So we'll see. I mean, WrestleMania's right around the corner. I am taking that week off, so I will be doing videos right after WrestleMania. We'll see who's here to be in the videos with me. But all in all, not that hype for WrestleMania this year. We'll see how the build continues for a lot of these matches.
To be fair, we don't know the entire card.
Yeah, we don't know. There's still 4 weeks to build. So WWE creative, I'm sure, they lost Road Dogg. That's a huge loss. So I'm sure they're panicking and all in all. So we'll see. Maybe Road Dogg joins the AEW creative team. They need some new ideas.
Shut up.
I mean, Billy Gunn's over there, and they're already teaming up at an MD event or something. So
Billy Gunn.
So yeah, there you go. They could be back together. Hey, maybe they could be the AEW Tag Team Champions.
Let's not forget that they won the tag title in 2015.
Yeah, so I mean, 11 years later, make it happen, AEW.
Why did that happen? Why did we do that? Whose idea was that?
Then we'll see though. So it was just a weird time in WWE. We've hit the 50-minute mark though, so let's wrap this up. So, Tears, any final thoughts before we get up out of here?
Who remembers who the New Age Outlaws beat for the tag titles in 2015? There's your question. Who remembers who they defended against, too?
Yeah, that's going to have to be some research. I'll have to do that after this. So. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts down below. As always, appreciate the support. Peace.